Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wage, episode 341. Today is Sunday, December 3rd, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me is our NBA guru, my partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. E, we're still on fire, kid. How you doing?
Follow up a good week with even a better week, Dylan. That's exactly what we're doing thus far. Let's talk about it.
Yes, sir. We'll recap our games, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock slate. We got previews for Monday Night Football, Bengals at Jaguars, and only 2 games on the slate for Monday and Tuesday. Elvis will give you his NBA plays towards the end of the show. But I thought it was let's get our teams out of the way. It was a mess. Chargers take care of the Patriots 6-0. Remind me of a little baseball score right there, but Bailey Zappi just didn't have it. 13 for 25, 141 yards, 0 touchdowns. I thought Zeke was able to run the ball okay, but really nothing get going. Devontae Parker had 4 catches, 64 yards. Why couldn't you score any points?
Dylan, it's been a few weeks now, to be honest. I think this is 3 weeks straight. We're the only team in NFL history to lose 3 straight games by only giving up 10 or fewer points. We're just bad, Dill. Right now we're locked in as the 2nd overall pick. So you gotta think positive, Dill. I gotta spin it forward. Look towards the future. The draft class is loaded with quarterback talent, Dill. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Right now we're a 2-win team, locked in as of right now, the 2nd overall pick, with a bunch of quarterback talent to pick from, Dill. So in the future we'll be scoring points. Right now it's just pitiful. And long story short, it's Bill's fault at the end of the day.
Really?
Yeah, he let it get this bad. He's a defensive genius still, but come on, he should have put that aside before he let Brady go. Get an offensive mind.
Bill O'Brien.
Not just, come on, Dale, but realistically, he could have got not anybody, but imagine if he would have hired Mike McDaniels as an OC 3 years ago. What our offense could have looked like. Shit like that. So it's his fault for not, opening his eyes sooner and be like, yo, Brady's gone. It started going down the hill with Cam. With Cam, we won a couple games, but Mac Jones' rookie season made the playoffs, but Dill, it's bad. It's really bad now, and it's only his fault. He's the GM. He's the head coach. He's everything.
5 losses in a row. Started back in against the Dolphins. Lost to the Redskins, Colts, Giants, Chargers.
Beat the Bills.
Yeah, beat the Bills. Beat the Bills. Hey, you beat the Jets. You're going to beat them again week 18. So what are we doing now? So right now we're at the second.
We're locked in.
We're locked in at 2nd and 10. Arizona
Carolina lost by 3 almost. They had a lead in the game. I had my eyes closed. I understand the Eagles is playing now, people. But I got YouTube TV, so I was locked in on both. Because if Carolina would have won this game, people, I would have started making Williams jerseys. I would have started stitching them. I would have opened up a factory, start making Williams jerseys.
Right now, only 3 teams in the NFL have lost 5 games in a row. That is the New York Jets, the New England Patriots, and the Carolina Panthers.
That's just bad.
That's just bad. But hey, good news for the Jets. We move up from the 8th pick to the 7th. We're getting into the top 5.
Slowly but surely.
But tough loss for the Patriots. Chargers get a big win. They're still in the hunt. I love the hunt.
They ain't nothing, bro. They scored 6 points. They're not nothing.
Colts big win on the road. What a game that was. Back and forth, I thought, all game. 31-28. Colts get the win on the road, improved to 7-5. Gardner Minshew had a hell of a game, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Michael Pittman Jr., actually 2 receivers. Alec Pierce as well, 3 catches for 100 yards, both with a touchdown. Man, what a performance Gardner Minshew has these boys playing. After Anthony Richardson goes down for the season, a backup like Gardner Minshew, who's a capable backup, but Hey, they're right there in the wild card hunt, man. 7-5. Any thoughts about this Colt team?
Dale, this Colts team is just surprising. They keep winning these tough games. They keep winning these shootouts too. That's the crazy part is, like you said, they're live right now in the wild card hunt. They locked in with a couple teams at 7-5. Gardner Minshew, Dale, he had himself a day, threw over 300 yards passing. Did a couple with his legs as well. The running game wasn't really there. It was kind of the what we used to say when he was in Minshew mania, and that's what you got today. Dale on the road in Tennessee. So, and I think Will Levis, he played well. I like what the kid is doing, though. I know we pre-draft, we I think we both weren't big fans of his, and I think to be honest, Dill, he's looking pretty damn good. So I like what Tennessee's building with Will Levis and Dill with the Colts, man. They just keep winning these high-scoring games. Give them credit, even without Jonathan Taylor, a bad running game. Michael Pittman Jr., Pierce, Minshew Mania, able to get the job done on the road.
And we talk about this AFC South division, Jacksonville just basically taking it for granted and walking away with it. Not so fast. Indianapolis and Houston, both 7-5.
Game back?
The game back, and they're both fighting for that last playoff spot. So give credit to the Colts' big win on the road. But, I know they're basically done. The Tennessee sitting at 4-8. Tannehill, he messed up the punt, which kind of hurt them long term. But I didn't think Will Levis played all that bad. 16 for 33, over 200 yards. He did have a touchdown, no interceptions. He was sacked 6 times, though. Derrick Henry, monster game, 21 carries, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. But outside of that, Diop had the one touchdown. Really wasn't able to get anything going. I guess looking forward, next 4 weeks or so, what are you looking forward to this Tennessee team?
To be honest, though, to me, I think they should just reel it in. You got a stable quarterback in Will Levis moving forward. You try to build around him, try to give D Hop, possibly a 2-year deal because they got some type of connection there that's honestly pretty impressive thus far. Derrick Henry, King Henry, he's there. I think you got to improve on the defense still and just, coast it out, though. If you understand, I'm not going to say tank it. But to be honest, if I'm Tennessee, if I'm the ownership, if I'm the GM manager, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, we know Will Levis is possibly gonna be that guy moving forward. Let's just see if we can land a top 10 pick, possibly even a top 6, 7 pick. Build off that.
Yeah, right now they're sitting right behind the Jets at 4-8, tied with. I think it's a 3 or 4 team tie. Chicago, Jets, Giants, and Tennessee 4-way tie, all 4-8. So need some help. We need those teams to start playing some better ball. But yeah, I agree. I think they got to pack it in and maybe look towards next season. Since 1963 or 1962, the Detroit Lions are 9-3 before our parents were born. We witnessed history today, kid. I mean, it's a tale of two halves, I thought Detroit came out 21-0 lead after the first quarter. Kind of hesitant after that, but they do get the job and a late cover, 33-28. Jared Goff, 16 for 25, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gibbs had a nice day on the ground, 8 carries for 60 yards. Montgomery, anytime touchdown as well. But Sam Laporta, man, what a tight end he is. I think he's already a top 5 tight end in the league his rookie year. 9 catches, 140 yards, 1 touchdown. Man, those boys from Iowa, they just breed tight ends and offensive linemen. But big win for the Lions here on the road.
Still, like you said, it's a tale of two halves. The Lions came out and just punched the Saints right in the fucking throat, jumping into that 21-0 lead. And then the offense kind of stumbles a little bit. Give Derek Carr credit, though. I understand he came out, got booed being down 21-0, and he fought back, put his team in position to contend for the victory. Sucks that he ended up getting hurt. Jameis came in. It's still Jameis at the end of the day. And I think I love Jameis, by the way. But like you said, Dill, Jared Goff didn't have a tremendous day, Dill, but at the end of the day, no turnovers. What we saw these past few weeks and these losses, interceptions, fumbles. So the fact that he didn't turn the ball over in that the Superdome, Little Caesars Dome now, to me, that's impressive. At the end of the day, say what you want as Allen as a head coach, but he's still a great defensive mind, Dennis Allen. So give Jared Goff credit. And then, like you said, Dale, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think that great run by Jameis Williams, he looked electric there. They got to start giving him the ball a little more as well. They got so many young pieces, this team, Dale. Like you said, Laporta, possibly, I agree with you. I think I put him top 5 right now. The way he's been playing.
Sure, playing like it.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, rookie. Jameis Williams, second year in. So this team is loaded with talent. Amon St. Brown, he's still on a rookie deal. So this team is loaded with young talent, Dill. So
they even got Donovan Peoples-Jones. He goes under the radar as well.
So like, just watch out because this sure team went 9-3 right now, Dill. But for the next, I'm gonna say 3 to 5 years, Dill, this team is gonna be electric.
Big game for Alvin Kamara, 14 carries, 51 yards. He did get 2 touchdowns on the ground. He also caught 6 catches for 58 yards. It's a cash cow. We gotta continue to go over.
That would have been another one, Dill.
Yeah. He did break the Saints' all-time rushing touchdown record past the legend Mark Ingram, 53 rushing touchdowns in his career to a positive. But Saints now they're tied with the Bucks, 5-7, sitting at third in that NFC South, and 6-6 for the Atlanta Falcons. What? Because technically they're still in the hunt. They're only a game or two.
Everybody's live for the division. Tampa,
but Carolina.
But Carolina with the Saints still. At the end of the day, what 4 weeks left now? Yeah, if you win 3 out of 4 games, still you're in the playoffs. You win you're not just in the playoffs. You're hosting a home game in the playoffs still. So to be honest, do I love it? You're a bigger fan than Atlanta than me, but if I had to pick a team to make the playoffs, I'd rather see the Saints in the playoffs than Atlanta. No. Just viewership wise, fan wise, still as a fan. Who's more exciting to watch, Joe? Let's just be honest.
Falcons. I'm not touching them.
I know. I hear you. You're a Falcons fan, low-key, so I understand why, Dill. But at the end of the day, I give the Saints a shot. Can they win 3 out of 4? Possibly. Tampa, Dill. I think at the end of the day, Baker hit his ceiling week 3. That's the best version.
Yeah, I agree, and I also think Todd Bowles is a bad coach. Let's be honest. He's a good DC. He's just not a good head coach, just like Dennis Allen. But yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of done. Do you really want to see Derek Carr on the TV anymore? Let's just be honest. We're done with him.
I'm just saying because we both could agree Saints are going to put up points. Atlanta might put up 16, 13. That's all.
Yes, but you could win on defense. I know it's ugly. Let's talk about that game because they're going to win games like this. 13-8, they take care of the Jets on the road. Hey, it doesn't matter.
Under. Cash.
Oh, big under. Desmond Ridder, nothing to brag home about. 12 for 27, 121 yards. He did have that one touchdown to McCole Pruitt. Other than that, nothing really exciting. Bijan Robinson, I thought, had the best all-around game. He had 3 catches, 26 yards, 18 carries for 53 yards. But I'll say this, and I'll go on record. Zach Wilson wins this game. I don't care what anyone says. Zach Wilson would win this game.
I agree. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think he does. We saw that throw where Garrett Wilson when it got interception. We was like, bro, Zach Wilson either hits him on stride or throws it out of bounds. Yeah. So instead of having a turnover, you're gonna have a first down or just another shot at converting a first down. Dill, like I said, Dill, I almost hit it right on the nose too. I said 16-9. Yeah. It was 13-3. It was uglier than I even expected it. But
13-8.
13-8. My fault. You got the safety. Dill. This game went almost exactly how I expected. I didn't expect Desmond Ridder to do anything against that defense. I even said it, Dill, and I think you kind of agree with me. If they score more than 17 points on this defense, your ass. Yeah. Also in the rain, in the conditions, they wasn't going to score more than 17. I knew that. It's just, can the Jets put up the points, Dill? I think you're done with the Jets. I think you're just hoping for a top 8 pick now, hopefully even a top 5. And then with the Atlanta, Dill, it's a shame that this team gonna host a playoff game. It's right now they're looking like that. At the end of we both don't trust the Saints, and then with the Tampa, we know what Tampa's ceiling is. So, I agree with you. Bijan Robinson is the star on the team. Drake London didn't really get any targets. 1 ball for 8 yards. Kyle Pitt didn't. Oh, Kyle Pitt actually had a decent game. 4 catches for 51 yards still. But at the end of the day, I just don't trust this Atlanta team. Well, their offense. Their defense actually been playing pretty well. I'll give them that, Dill, especially in that secondary. But the offense, Dill, is just not doing it for me.
Well, I just want to say, everyone that's on Twitter and basically saying Sauce Gardner got Moss today, and he had. This is the stat: 1 catch for 2 yards. Everyone's talking about he's having a bad year, but none of that matters.
It's a bad team.
It's a bad team. None of it matters. He could hold the best. He could hold Tyreek to one catch for 9 yards, and it doesn't matter because we still lost. So all that is for nothing. I don't like the slander though that Sauce has actually been receiving this year. I know I called them soft, not him, but I called the defense a little soft. But they have been playing well. It's just the offense can't put up 10 points. So it doesn't matter who's back there. Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian. Go back to Zach Wilson at this point because this team's done. Oh, no, you said I'm hoping for a top 8. I'm hoping for a top 5.
I ain't
That's
mad
what
at
I'm
you.
hoping.
Right now, we locked in. We locked in top 3.
Cardinals get a big win on the road, and
Shout out the Cardinals.
I don't see this a lot. A bad team like the Cardinals going to Pittsburgh and not just winning a close field goal game, going in there and beating the shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not a lot of teams in general do that, let alone bad teams. So Kenny Pickett got hurt during the first half, winded up putting Mitchell Trubisky. He wasn't any better. He did have that one touchdown to Deontay Johnson. Outside of that, Najee Harris, he got the bulk load of the rush attempts. That's why Jalen Ward didn't go over. They were down, playing from behind the whole game. But what a game for Kyler Murray and Trey McBride. I mean, letting go with Zach Ertz was the best thing for them. The connection he has with the rookie tight end speaks volumes. Trey McBride, 8 catches, 89 yards. He'd had the touchdown as well. James Conner, he looked like his old self, 25 carries for 105 yards, 2 tutties. Impressive performance by the Cardinals. Got to give him credit.
Dill, we should have known James Conner returning to Pittsburgh anytime touchdown. He gave us 2 innings.
It was a revenge game.
We should have known better, Dill. You know, I got there with the plus 6.5. I was confident in the play there. I just didn't. You know how I feel about Kenny Pickett. At the end of the day, I'm just shocked that Kyler Murray was able to put up 24 points on this defense. You know, we saw T.J. Watt get hurt. You know, hopefully it's nothing too serious. It looked like an ankle injury. Dill, like you said, you know, McBride and him got a special connection. You know, James Carter had a huge game. I know Kyler Murray didn't, you know, kill it with the numbers, but he had himself a good day, caught a couple yards on the ground as well. And then Dill, you know, soon as Mitchell Trubisky came in and fumbled his first snap, we knew right then and there the game was over. It just sucks that, you know, it took like 7 hours to complete the game because of the rain and the delays and whatnot. But it was written Cardinals all over. And soon as basically the game started, okay, you know the Cardinals was taking control.
Yeah, and right now, Pittsburgh and the Browns tied for second place, still 7-5. They're still fine, but it is a step back. Hopefully, Kenny Pickett can come back and maybe lead this team to some wins because remaining for the schedule, they got, I would say, an easier game against the Patriots next week. They're on the road against the Colts, the Bengals, who are banged up, and then they end the last 2 games on the road in Seattle, who's fighting also for a playoff spot, and then the Ravens. So some winnable games, but, you know, I feel like this is a game that they should have had. It's tough that Kenny Pickett wound up getting hurt because I think after that, the game was over.
And I think he also has an ankle injury as well. So to be honest, you know how I feel about Kenny Pickett, but he is out of the 2, he is the better option between him and Mitch.
Yeah, I know. I agree about that. We can make this one quick. Dolphins take care of the Redskins 45-15. What a game. I mean, I don't know if I never really asked you or your opinion on it, but you think Tyreek's going to get 2,000 yards? What a game. 5 catches, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. This team was fantastic today.
To be honest, though, after today, I think he will. You know, if he would have went out there and just went like, you know, 70, maybe I'll be like, nah, maybe he gets like just to Calvin Johnson's record. I think Calvin Johnson is like 1961, something like that. Still, the way he's looking, to be honest, I think he goes over 2,000. I think he could single-handedly do it. But I think, you know, the Mike McDaniels and Tua are going to scheme it up to make sure he does it, you know? Yeah. So he had a huge game today, 157, Dill. It's just inching him closer. Last 4 weeks of the season, I think he averages around 100 a game. I think he gets it, Dill.
Yeah, remember we were talking about his prop being at 100, and we were like, hit the over, just because it's still not high enough. I think he got that on like 2 catches today, but right now Tyreek is at 1,000. He leads the league obviously in receiving, 1,324. CeeDee Lamb's at 2 with 1,182.
It didn't update. You got to add. And then update. He's at like 15 now, 1480.
Oh, really? I thought that was updated.
No, I shouldn't. I don't think it is.
So if you add the 157, that's 1,481.
Yeah.
So you minus that, and he has 519 yards remaining to get to 2,000 yards. You think he gets it in 4 games?
Yeah, he needs to average like 108 a game.
And
He could do it.
Mike McDaniel is going to try to force feed him now, right?
Exactly, bro. He just need one more monster game and then 3 average.
Yeah.
Like just another 130, 120 or plus, and then 380s. That's it.
Yeah. Big win for the Texans at home. CJ Stroud bounces back, and he leads the boys to a win against the Broncos, simmering them down. They were on a nice little heater as well. 22-17. CJ Stroud 16 for 27, 274 yards. He had the touchdown, no interceptions today. Wasn't really able to run the ball that well with Singletary or Damian Priest, but Nico Collins, man, what a game. 9 catches, 191 yards, 1 touchdown. And it was either him, John Mechie, they tried to get involved, Brevin Jordan. Surprised Noah Brown didn't get the ball either, but Tank Dell carted off, tore his fibula. He will miss the rest of the regular season. Big loss, but a big win for the Texans.
Yeah, huge win for the Houston Texans, closing it out late. We saw Russ almost sneak it out late. He threw I'm gonna say bad interception. He should have just threw it out after he avoided the sack. But bad decision in the end zone, throwing that late pick, Dill. But give credit to Denver fighting back, Dill, and great bounce back quick for CJ Stroud and his Houston Texans team, right there, getting that game edge against the Denver Broncos, just in case at the end of the season, Dill, like you said, CJ Stroud 16 for 27, basically 275, 1 tutty, no tubs. He took a couple sacks. We saw DJ Mills come in just to check it out. That's the thing that worried me. DJ Stroud all these young quarterbacks got to get rid of the ball a little bit. We saw with Bryce Young as well. Took too many, Dylan. Like you said, Nico Collins, have yourself Nico Collins went against me today in fantasy. He let me have it. Luckily, I should still win. People. But Nico Collins still let me have it today, Dylan. It just sucks the fact that him and that Tank Dell was carted off the field, because him and CJ got a special connection. We've been seeing it all season long, so I just hope that CJ doesn't miss him too much down the stretch. Hopefully, this kid comes back sooner than later, Dill. And let's just see if these, like you said, Noah Brown didn't get nothing today. Hopefully, he comes back next week fully healthy. I would like to see Justin Minshew III involved, Dill. He's finally fully healthy. We saw him get drafted early a year 2 years ago. I want him to get a little more of an offense still. So great win for Houston. That defense stepped up late when they needed to. Great win.
Yeah, great win. They were able to get pressure on Russell Wilson through 3 interceptions. When you lose the turnover battle, it's so hard to win in the NFL. It doesn't matter who you go against. And this is the most jarring stat. Reminds me of the New York Jets. 0 for 11 on third down.
Oh.
You can't win on 0 for 11 on third down, especially when you're playing on the road against an inspiring young team. Like, this is a team that had the number 1 and number 2 overall pick. They had a new coach. This is a brand new Houston Texans team, and they're exciting to watch. I'm all in. I got a ticket for them to win the AFC South. Probably not going to win that, but they did. I have a ticket plus 200, 220 to make the playoffs as well. So I'm banking on them to make the playoffs. I think that'd be a cool story for the Texans. But yeah, big win at home. Let's go into the 4:00 slate. We'll start with the Panthers. They lose on the road to the Buccaneers. I thought they were live. I should have taken the plus 5.5. They did cover, but just a little too much for the Panthers. Mike Evans, huge game, another 1,000 yards. We go over the future. It was like 875. It's his 10th year. Over 1,000 yards. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I really don't care what anyone has to say. Mike Evans, 7 catches, 162 yards, and a touchdown. He's just having another career year, man.
Yeah, Dill. Mike Evans is just something special. Like you said, it's going to be 10 straight years over 1,000 yards. The fact that he did it with Baker Mayfield, he did it with a bunch of guys throughout the years, Dill. It's just special. Like you said, Panthers were live in this game. Bryce Young. They were alive. Chuba Hubbard had himself a career day, first career game with multi-touchdowns. He went over 100 yards, 2 tutties. The team ran the ball well. I just feel like, Bryce Young.
He's not good.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there thus far, but he just couldn't do enough to win. The game came down to him. He couldn't do enough to win the game. Give credit to the Bucks and that Bucks defense. And then, at Baker Mayfield, besides that one pick, he had himself a decent game. Rashawn Wright had himself a good game, though. He's been running the ball great all season long. And like you said, Mike Evans is just special, Dill. Nobody else really caught any balls, really, besides Mike Evans, too. That's what's funny. So
Ricard White did run the ball, I thought, pretty good.
Yeah, but think about it. Mike Evans had 162 receiving. Baker only had 202 passing.
Yeah. But basically, it was the Mike Evans and Ricard White. He had 3 catches for 22 yards. Outside of that, basically nothing for this passing offense. Even Chris Godwin, he wound up getting hurt, so didn't really play. Jonathan Mingo, 6 catches, 69 yards. I thought he was the highlight. They got to work Adam Thielen in more, I thought. He just didn't really look his way. The rookie had a good game. DJ Chark had a nice couple of catches. Trevor Hubbard, he ran the ball really good. But outside of that, this is a tough team to watch, man. So thought they were live, but they couldn't get the job done. Let's go to SoFi. Rams take care of Joe Flacco and the Browns, 36-19. They cover the points as 3.5-point favorites. Game goes over the total as well. Joe Flacco, didn't know all that bad. Yeah, I mean there were some missiles that he got in there. I'm not gonna lie. 23 for 44, 254 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have the interceptions. You know what it was? He didn't have a run game.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, Jermaine Ford, they weren't able to do anything. Amari Cooper
got hurt.
He got hurt. He came in with like a rib injury. Then they dealt with him for a concussion. Elijah Moore had a couple nice catches, but outside of that, they weren't really able to do anything. He spread the ball around, but nothing that could go offensively. And I mean, the game Puka Nacua had, they were just 4 catches, 105 yards. He had a touchdown. Demarcus Robinson had a touchdown. Cooper Kupp had a touchdown. Karen Williams had a touchdown. It was like the Oprah show. Everyone had a touchdown. Matthew Stafford, 22 for 37, 279, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. He didn't get sacked. Good game for the Rams now at 500. They're live.
Still, like you said, the Rams are live. They'll at 500. Matt Stafford, he can still sling it. At the end of the day, he just need a couple receivers. As long as the defense holds up, Matthew Stafford's going to go out there and sling it, Joe Flacco, he impressed me today, If Joe Flacco was a Jet, if Joe Flacco was a Patriot, we both win games. Yeah. We win those games today, flat out. So I'm going to give credit to Joe Flacco and Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski. I think he's doing a great job, think about it, this is the 4th quarterback this season, and this team has above 500 record. Like, people, that's impressive. Honestly, they lost the game.
Up more points than us.
Yeah, they look midway in the 4th quarter. This game was 19-21. They were live, and then Joe Flacco throws an interception. The game is basically out of hand now. But still, I think overall the Browns they're gonna fight, man. They don't matter who. I could be the quarterback. They're gonna show up and they're gonna fight. They're gonna try to win the game, and that's all you can ask for from a team. Like I said, the Rams just went off. Caleb Williams, Turner Williams, couple back-to-back weeks he had great games, and then Puka Nacua when he got that 70, 80-yarder, that was just nuts. Like you said, Robinson had a good game. Kupp, not crazy with the numbers, but he found himself in the end zone. So. Great overall team win for the Rams, and then like you said, they find themselves in the hunt right now. They're right in the playoff picture. You look in the playoff picture right now.
They're tied with Seattle, 6-6.
They're tied with Seattle. They're locked in the 7th seed because they got the tiebreaker. Hey, Minnesota starts slipping, the Seattle starts slipping. We see what Green Bay does tonight. Hey, Rams might be solidified in that 7 now.
Mm-hmm. And then the game of the week really didn't live up to it. I guess it lived up to it early.
First half.
Yeah, I guess it was still.
Even the third.
I don't think so. It was 14-6 at half, and then they opened up through a touchdown. After that first drive or two, San Francisco just dominated from start to finish, 42-19 on the road. We were right, E. The line basically told us everything we needed to know. Right now, the 49ers are the better team. They're the more physical team. They're better offensively. And they're honestly, and they're not even doing anything that's like so crazy. They're running bubble screens for 60 yards. They can't untouched. Deebo Samuel is still running Like, he had 3 carries for 22 yards, a touchdown. He had 4 catches, 116 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns. He had 3 total touchdowns on the game. Brock Purdy, what more can you say? Like I said, the first 2 drives they kind of stalled out. But after that, he was damn near perfect. 19 for 27, over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, is this the result we would have saw in the NFC Championship if he stayed healthy? I don't know, but it's a good indication that they probably would have won.
Yeah, Dale, I'm gonna say no, but possibly win the game. Not 42-19, but possibly walk out, win the NFC Championship game, Dale. Yeah. Brock Purdy, Dale, 19 for 27, 314, 4 tutties. I understand it's not out the way because Debo did, just outrun a couple people, Dale, but Christian McCaffrey had himself a day on the ground. It took a while, but he ended up getting going soon as the second quarter started going. Debo Samuel, he just still, like I said, he was talking smack. I'm not gonna say he was talking smack because he backed it up. He said words and then spoke into existence. He said after the NFC Championship game, if our quarterback didn't get here, we win in the game. And he flat out went out there and proved them basically what could have happened, though. I agree with him. I think 49ers win that game if Brock Purdy stays healthy, because what we saw today was pure out domination. And then it's the wins that these 49ers, I understand the 49ers lost 3 straight, deal, but think, they blow the Cowboys out. Look how good the Cowboys look. They blow the Eagles out. Look how good the Eagles look. They blow the Jacksonville out in Jacksonville. They blow the Eagle out in Philly. Dill.
They blow out Seattle in Seattle. They blow out Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Dill. They just manhandling these good, not just good, these top elite teams, championship contending teams. Still, that defense, even without, they're gonna miss their safety deal, but that defense, Jamar Chase, Joey Bosa,
Outlaw. I know he got thrown out.
Got thrown out. To me, that was a little out there to me. But hey, emotions was running high. They had to get control of the game somehow. I understand it didn't really affect anything. Philly went on a little drive, but that's it. So still, it's just more impressive from the 49ers. And then with the Philadelphia side, I'm not going to take too much from them, Dill. We saw them 3 straight weeks be down at halftime and come out and win the game against, some of these good teams. Buffalo, we saw how good Josh Allen against the Kansas City Chiefs. You saw how they looked. So I'm not going to take too much from the Eagles. They were due for a loss still, to be honest. It's just it sucks that they lost by, 23 points still. But at the end of the day, they were due. Jalen Hurts still looked like Superman out there. It's just.
He played hurt, though. He didn't look the same.
Yeah, that knee's still not 100%, though. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, we saw A.J. Brown go back to over 100 yards. Devontae Smith had himself a game. That's a couple weeks straight Devontae Smith been given a heavy load. So I think Philly would be just fine, Dill. Let's not overreact. Not just me and you, but I'm talking about the whole social media. Let's not overreact, people. There's just one bad loss. Dallas lost by the same team, by the same amount of points, and look how good they look.
Yeah, on a positive, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith both had good games. Like you said, 8 catches, 114 yards, 9 catches for 96 yards for Devontae Smith. But yeah, I just think it's not that they lost, it's how they lost at home and they got blown out. Christian McCaffrey just continued to run on the left side. I mean, with the big boy Trent Williams, me and you could run through that fucking hole. I mean, it was ridiculous. George Kittle had a nice game as well. Brandon Ayuk got into the end zone as well. This team is just top to bottom on both sides of the ball, defensively, offensively. Kyle Shanahan is an amazing play caller. He was
letting the refs have it too when that Greenlaw accident.
It was ridiculous, and I'm glad that the coach got thrown out because he put his hands on the player.
He's head of security. Shout out Dom, head of security.
He got a standing ovation, but he's a bitch. I don't care about him. What was I gonna say? This is the best team in the NFL. I mean, can we agree on that?
Yeah, I said it right. I said it right there on Saturday's show, Dill. I was like, whoever wins this game is number 1.
Yeah. So overall, I thought it was a very good, interesting week 13 in the NFL. Today I go 2-2. Josh Downs, even with overtime, still went under the 4.5 receptions. Jaylen Warren over 10.5 for rushing attempts. He ended with 9. Najee Harris got the bulk of everything. Juju Smith-Schuster, longest reception. He went under, and then the 49ers -2.5. So 2-2 on the Sunday, but 4-2 overall with Monday pending. How did you do, kid?
Yeah. Here comes the money. Here comes the money, Dill. Your voice.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar. Hey, I should have brought some up. But Dill, we had a legendary day, people. Any listeners out there, if you followed the boy, thank you and you're welcome. That's all I'm saying. Dill, let's start with Denver, Houston, under 47.5, that cash. Jets, Atlanta, lock of the week, under 33.5, that cash. Arizona, Dill, we should have just picked them out, right? Arizona, +6.5 in Pittsburgh. Dill, Detroit, low nail battery at the end. Detroit covers the -4. Dill, Patriots, Chargers, other lock of the weekend, under 41. Game was 6-0, people. Two-way teaser. Rams tease them up to +2.5, +3.5, depending on the time you got it. And the Miami down to -3.5. Never needed it. People both won outright. Both covered the spread. San Francisco money line, Dill. And the only player pop for today was Deebo Samuel, over 50.5. Number was disrespectful. Boy went for 116, 3 tutties. 8-0 on the Sunday so far. Hopefully make it 9-0. So far in the week, 10-0. We went 10-0 on Thursday.
Hit the teaser as well. 8-0. Sit back, relax. It doesn't even matter what happens.
I shouldn't even bet tomorrow. I should just say 10-0 week 13. Run it up.
Remember, we said last week it was our best week of the season. You just followed it up with an even better week.
Fade next week.
No, we're gonna continue the train, kid. Before we get to real quick, I do want to mention real quick while we're recapping everything. Today, the college playoff committee.
Ooh, they got it right.
I think they got it right. It's not what you want to hear, and it's not what everyone wants to hear. And trust me, I feel you, Florida State fans. They go undefeated. And honestly, I agree. Like, it didn't matter. Like, your quarterback got hurt, but it is a different team. They did win the ACC. It's a Power 5 conference winner, but it's the SEC, kid. They just knocked off the number 1 team. They had to put Alabama in. Jalen Milroe, he's developed into one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the country. So right now, Michigan is number 1, Washington number 2, Texas, they won the Big 12. They have the head-to-head over Alabama. And
hold on.
Dill.
Hold on. No, keep going. I just want to.
Yeah, and then Alabama at number 4. So your Rose Bowl, number 1 versus number 4, Michigan versus Alabama. The Sugar Bowl, other semifinal is Washington versus Texas. Do you want to hear the other bowls? Or what'd you have lined up?
Blitz. I love America and I love the Tide, baby. And I love Will to death. That's right. I blitz for the Tide.
Bill, I hear Blitz for the Tide.
That's you. Roll Tide, baby. You got it.
I hear Blitz for the Tide. By 24-17. He almost nailed it. The guy almost nailed it. Shout out Drewski, because the guy almost nailed it.
He almost nailed it. Oh my God. That's one of the legendary videos. Other main bowl, it's New Year's Eve bowls. Peach Bowl, Penn State versus Ole Miss. That's a good game. Florida State, Georgia in the Orange Bowl. Coincidentally enough, both states, have oranges and grow them. So that should be funny. And then the Fiesta Bowl, Oregon versus Liberty. And the Cotton Bowl, Ohio State versus Missouri. That is a bloodbath for the Tigers. We are going to steamroll those motherfuckers. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. Did you think they got it right?
They got the top 4 right, though. That's all that matters. Alabama, I understand FSU. People, to be honest, remember shout out my man Isaiah Thomas. You ever seen the meme? I had met the criteria, but I was not selected. Remember Isaiah Thomas when he said that in the documentary? That's what happened. You met the criteria, FSU, but you just weren't picked, and it's okay because Alabama's the better team. Let's just find out. Yeah. Let's just be real. FSU, Alabama is the better team. They beat a team that haven't lost since COVID. That's special. Come on now.
Yeah. And to be honest, strength of schedule, Florida State, 55th in the country. Alabama has a top five hardest schedule. So they do play better competition. They beat the number one team in the country. And the criteria of the judges is not the most deserving teams. It's the four best teams. And Alabama is one of the top four best teams. Whether you hate them or you love them, you got to respect. Let's go. Elvis, before we get to Monday Night Football, quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted number one hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry on a Monday night watching Monday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, E, let's get to it. Monday Night Football, Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Jaguars laying double digits at home, -10. If you want to buy the dog, +10 on the road, +385 on the money line. Over under is at 39.5. I do see some 40s out there. We'll start with the side. You laying double digits with this home team, kid?
I personally won't, Dill, but I'm gonna be honest. I think it's the right play. I'm gonna lean the -10, Dill. I just feel with Cincinnati, Jake drowning. They're drowning, Dill. At the end of the day, we
No
saw.
pun intended.
Yeah, last week we saw this dude complete a couple passes to Jamar Chase, were deflected, and Jamar Chase just happened to catch him. I just feel like in Jacksonville, Monday night standalone game, the night's gonna be too bright for the kid, Dill. At the end of this, his third career start. I think you're gonna ask too much for this kid to go out there and compete, make this game interesting. I think he go out there, throws a pick or two, and just didn't look great. Can he surprise me? Absolutely, Dill. But this Jacksonville defense plays pretty good. They've been playing top 10-ish. I just feel like -10 is the right side, but I'm not about to lay the -10, people.
Yeah, the side opened early last Sunday around 7. Money has come in on the home team. Honestly, if it stayed at 7, I probably would have laid it. Now it's at double digits. 71% of the tickets are on the Jaguars. Jaguars 6-1 straight up and ATS last 7 games. The lone loss was everyone's getting blown out by them, but San Francisco. Cincinnati, their offense, lone loss to a blowout. Cincinnati's offense, like I said, not really good without Joe Burrow. I just don't trust Jake Browning making a lot of throws. 10 points is a lot, though. This defense, they held Pittsburgh to 16 points, so they can play some defense, but they allowed 421 yards to a Steeler attack that's one of the worst in the NFL. Cincinnati, they sit 26 in EPA per play. Fast, high-powered offense from Jacksonville. They're one of the best since week 5. Jacks, you would think that they have home field advantage, but not so quick. They've been actually bad at home this season. They ranked 24th in offense and 12th in defense at home this season, compared to on the road, 9th on offense and 3rd on defense. So, gonna stay away from the side. If I'm being honest, I probably would take the points. 10 is a lot for this team.
No, I agree with you, cuz, but Trevor Lawerence, Drake Downing.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like he has enough weapons on this team. T. Higgins is going to give it a go. Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase. They have Joe Mixon. He has the weapons. He needs to let it go and stop thinking a little too much, I think.
And that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Can he? Will he?
Well, that's the $1 million question. Total, though, opened at 41. It dropped as low as 37. It's come up to about 39.40 is where it sits right now. Primetime unders entered today, 29-10, hitting 74% of the year. Trevor Lawerence home unders, 14-7 in his career, hitting at 67%. 58% of the picks this week are on the over. You like a high scoring game here tomorrow?
Still, at the end, we know what Jacksonville is gonna end up, doing. I think they get to 24, maybe 27 points. It's just can, Cincinnati give you, a couple touchdowns? Can they get up to 17? Still, can they cover the spread? Can they lose 20, 27 to 17? Can they lose 24 to 17? To be honest, I'll lean the under. I think Jacksonville scores around, like I said, 24 to 27, and I think, Bengals stall out at 10 to 13. I think they get 13 points max.
Yeah, I mean, without Burrow, I think that's the key handicap here for me at least. Without Burrow, this Bengals offense just doesn't have that same pop or even threat to push the ball downfield, to even be competitive. Jake Browning, he's a capable backup. I won't say he's that bad, but like I said, he has one of the best receiving corps in the league. Offensive line is an issue. They rank 30th in pass block this season. They've allowed 4 sacks last week in week 12. Jaguars on that side, they're 5-6 towards the over this season, but they have stayed under the total in 3 of the last 4 games. Both offenses, they rank slow in pace-wise. It's not a real high-up pace team. Jaguars are 24th. Bengals are 28th in seconds per play. So 2 slow teams, 2 struggling. I agree. I don't agree with the line movement and going up. I think it'd be a lower-scoring game. So I would lean under, actually. But no official play for both of us. Let's go to the player props, where I guess we'll have our both official plays. Like I said, a lot of guys to attack, especially Cincinnati. You got Jamar Chase. Even Jacksonville, you got some guys, Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram. What do you got here for player prop-wise?
Still, give me Christian Kirk over 50.5 receiving yards. Still, surprising Kyler really honestly been stepping it up these past few weeks. Still, really been the true number 1 as of late. But at the end of the day, I think Christian Kirk is a security blanket. I think he's still his number 1 receiver is 1A / and I think he'll get right back on track. I expect him to go around 70 to 90 yards. They'll get around 7 to 8 targets. I like the over on that one, Dill. And then I'll lean anytime touchdown Travis Etienne at -120. I just feel like he possibly gets in, Dill. He's been a machine all year, to be honest, Dill. I feel like if it's one thing, Jacksonville is going to put up some points on the day, and I think Travis Etienne definitely gets one in. Honestly, Dill, I might take that officially. Just check my action tomorrow, people.
Shout out Dan the man in the chat. Eagles are frauds. Gotta love it. Hopefully it's a rematch of the the NFC Championship game. Eagles and 49ers. I'm gonna actually go Jamar Chase over 56.5 receiving yards. Chase, he snagged 4 catches on 6 targets last week in Pittsburgh. He had 81 yards. He had that nice tip ball. I think it was like a 31 yard pass, but I know Chase has kind of been inconsistent this season with his receiving prop just because of all the turnaround with the quarterback play. Jaguars, they do have one of the better pass defenses in the league. Week 13, I don't know. I just think this week, I think it's a one-sided script with the spread being -10. They're telling you the Bengals are going to be playing from behind. They're going to be forced to throw the ball a lot. Cincinnati, they dropped back 73% of their offensive plays last year. That was the 3rd highest in the NFL. I think that's going to be one play I really like. Jamar Chase over 56.5 receiving yards. I got 3 player props, kid. Travis Etienne, anytime touchdown, -118. Travis Etienne, he's a threat on the ground, through the air. He could catch it out of the backfield. Now they're facing a Bengals defense that has allowed 10 touchdowns to running back this whole season. So I think it's a very favorable price, I would say. -118 is a good price, anytime touchdown. And then lastly, and this is a little shot in the cannon, but I think it's worth it. Evan Ingram over 4.5 receptions. Ingram, he's fucked me and my fantasy this year. Another guy that's kind of been inconsistent, but I do think this is a good spot for him. Bengals ranked 3rd worst against tight ends by DVOA, bottom 3 in fantasy points, bottom 3 in receptions and yards allowed versus tight ends this season. The Bengals, they're extremely beatable over the middle. We saw it against Mark Andrews in that one drive against Baltimore as well. Just look at the lines we've seen against the Bengals by tight ends. Last 5 games, Steelers tight end Pat Furman, 9 catches, 120 yards. Dalton Schultz, 4 catches, 71 yards. Dalton Kincaid, 10 catches, 81 yards. And George Kittle, 9 catches, 149 yards. I think we're primed to see Evan Ingram have a great production day. You know, I know his receiving yards hasn't been there, but his targets have still been there. He's had at least 4 catches in every game this season. So over 4.5 receptions, -103. That's an official play. And even sprinkle a little on this. He has 7 catches, 4 games this season. 7+ catches is at +500. I think it's worth a little sprinkle. I don't know if he gets it, but I do like over 4.5 receptions for Evan Ingram. I know I just ran through my player props real quick. Did you have any more?
Nah, Dill, I just like the fact that we both liking the Travis Etienne one. Dill, I'm confident in that one as well. Might go to the window with it tomorrow, Dill. And I like the Evan Ingram one just because, Dill, like you said, all those tight ends you just lifted off all had huge games against the same defense. So I think Trevor Lawerence could definitely meet up. I have Ingram in my fantasy, so that will even help even better, Dill. So I like the plays, and I got Christian Kirk, so we gave y'all some props now.
Yeah, I've been liking the prop market a lot more recently, and I think the more I've been researching, the better I've gotten. But Elvis, let's continue week 13 on a positive note. Hey, hopefully you end it undefeated. That would be amazing.
That would be dope.
Let's transition to the NBA. 2 games on Monday slate and 2 games on Tuesday. There's lines for every game, so if we want to tackle all of them, we can. But I do want to attack this real quick. Man, what a season. What a start of the season we've had for Nikola Jokic. He leads the league in points, rebounds, and assists. Points 579, rebounds 255, and assists at 196. I mean, what more can we say right now to win the MVP is at +150. Like he's the best player in the league.
So he's separating himself now. I thought Giannis, what started last season though, I was like, Giannis is the best player.
Yeah.
It's Jokic. I understand MVP got the MVP, Joel Embiid got the MVP, but I'm gonna still say Jokic, Giannis, Steph. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's pretty remarkable what he's been doing, right? Leading the league in literally every category.
To be honest, though, are we honestly shocked by it?
No, but still,
the fact that he's doing it is amazing, dude. Are we ever going to see this again? Probably not. So let's just sit back and enjoy history, people.
Yeah, and I know they're not at the number 1 seed like they were this time last year, but Minnesota's played really well. They're the number 1 seed right now, and watch out for this young OKC team. They are good. So right now they're 14-7, sitting at the 3 seed. They're just 2 games back. It's very early. I would not. And remember, they played this whole month without Jamal Murray.
He just got back.
They'll relax. They'll be fine. But I just wanted to let you know. I mean, this kid is just. I shouldn't even call him kid. He's just a fucking freak of nature. He's a grown man. So let's go into it. Indiana hosting Boston. Boston laying 5 on the road, over under at 239. What's your play for this game?
Dill, I ended up catching it early. Give me Boston -4.5. I'll still lay the 5 on the road. Dill, Boston's just defensively, they're just much better. They can suffocate you. And then offensively, I feel like Jason Tatum's going to have a great game from getting ejected the other night. So if anything, lean Jason Tatum over his total as well. He might go for 30+ in the win if you want to parlay that. And then New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Sacramento Kings. The New Orleans Pelicans laying, the Kings are -3.5, -4.5, wherever you find it at, people. I think the Pelicans +4.5 on the road, Dill. They've just been playing a little better as of late, ever since Zion said that he's been frustrated with the losing. Sacramento Kings, I like them. They're just not as good to me as they were last season. I think they just got to get it a little together. And then moving on to Tuesday, Dill. Great game right here. Oh, wait, your Knicks first. Knicks taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Knicks are +5 on the road. Dill, to be honest, I stayed away from this game. If anything, I lean the Bucks -5. No disrespect to your Knicks, Dill. It's just right now the Bucks are clicking. That's all. They're playing at a high level. I think they're finally getting the chemistry going. I still think they'll be a little better down the road, Dill, but they're clicking right now. And then Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Phoenix Suns in Los Angeles, Dill. Game of the night. Basically, almost a pick 'em. Spread is at -1.5. Lakers at -127 on the money line. Dill, give me the Los Angeles Lakers. I caught the money line at -120. At home, I just feel like LeBron and this team are going to show out. I understand as of late, they've been having little struggles on the road. I think they take care of business against KD and this Phoenix team.
Real quick, I like the 4.5 if you could still get it. I do see 5s for the first game, Boston. I lean over as well. I agree. Pelicans, I do like the 4.5 if you could still find a 4.5. I gotta disagree. I think the Knicks are one of the hottest teams right now. They've won 4 in a row. Other team besides winning 4 in a row is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I'm gonna take the +5. It opened. I'm looking right now at the number. It opened up at +6. Wish I got the 6. And then that game I just wanna watch. I know it's late on a Tuesday, but Lakers Suns should be a really good game. Elvis, thank you so much. Any last words before we get up out of here?
Dill, hopefully, the Chiefs take care of business tonight, cover the 6, and then tomorrow Christian Kirk goes off, and your boy could honestly say he went 12-0 week 13. That'll be dope.
Do it. Let's have a great night, Let's have a great night. Let's have a great Monday, and let's end the week strong. That's going to do it for this Sunday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. We'll recap our the games. We'll give you our best bets for Thursday Night Football, new power rankings as well. So make sure you follow along our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Sunday, Saturday, and Wednesday, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. So hit that like button, subscribe, rate, give us a review, leave a comment on who you're betting on this week. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend. Tell a friend. Everyone, good luck on your wagers. Be safe. Be well. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace.